Imagine one day you look up at the sky, and the moon looks just a little bigger than it did the night before. At first it's subtle. Astronomers call it an anomaly, a slight orbital decay. But days pass, and the moon grows larger in the sky, brighter, closer. It's not a meteor strike or sudden explosion. It's worse. The moon is falling, slowly. But what if the moon didn't collide with Earth in a fiery instant apocalypse, but instead approach gradually over months or even years? To understand the horror of this scenario, we first have to understand the delicate relationship between the Earth and the moon. The moon isn't just a glowing ornament in the night sky. It stabilizes our planet's tilt, shapes our tides, and subtly influences Earth's rotation. It's the silent partner in Earth's long history, a companion that's always been there, until now. As the moon begins its slow descent, the very first noticeable change would be the tides. Right now, the moon gently pulls on Earth's oceans, creating a rhythmic rise and fall. But as it gets closer, that gravitational tug would intensify dramatically. Tides would become monstrous. Coastal cities would experience floods multiple times a day, far beyond anything we've seen in hurricanes or tsunamis. Shorelines would vanish, ports would be abandoned. Millions would be forced to flee inland as the oceans become chaotic battlegrounds between lunar gravity and Earth's resistance. But it wouldn't stop with the oceans. The moon's increasing gravitational pull would start to exert stress on the planet's crust. Earthquakes would become routine, not isolated incidents. Tectonic plates would shift more violently. Volcanoes could erupt globally, triggered by the flexing and cracking of the Earth's surface. Entire regions could be plunged into darkness by ash clouds, while others would burn under raining lava. And then, there's the sky. Every night, the moon would loom larger and larger. Once a poetic symbol of calm, it would become a horrifying reminder of an impending fate. From some parts of Earth, the moon would fill half the sky, its craters and canyons visible to the naked eye. It would glow so brightly, night would barely exist. Nocturnal animals would be thrown into chaos. Human sleep cycles would suffer. The line between day and night would blur. As the moon draws even closer, the Earth's axis, usually held stable by the moon's gravity, would begin to wobble. Climate zones would shift unpredictably. Deserts could become frozen wastelands. Tropical regions could face snowstorms. Ecosystems would collapse. Crops would fail. The global food supply would crumble under the stress of a rapidly changing planet. And through all of this, humanity would watch, terrified, helpless. As the moon entered the final stages of descent, it wouldn't crash like a meteor. Instead, Earth's gravity would start tearing it apart. The moon would cross what's known as the Roche limit, the point where tidal forces are stronger than the moon's own gravity holding it together. It would begin to disintegrate in the sky. Chunks of the moon would rain down, causing regional impacts. The remaining mass would spread into a ring of debris around Earth, briefly turning our sky into something resembling Saturn's. But these fragments wouldn't stay up forever. Eventually, they would spiral downward, bombarding Earth with the force of thousands of nuclear weapons. This bombardment could create a global firestorm, setting forests ablaze, boiling oceans, and throwing so much dust and debris into the atmosphere that sunlight would be blocked out. This impact winter would plunge the planet into a years-long darkness. Temperatures would fall below freezing, photosynthesis would halt, most life, including humans, could go extinct. Ironically, the final death blow wouldn't come from the moon hitting Earth directly, but from the chaotic side effects of its slow approach: gravity, quakes, volcanic eruptions, tidal chaos, and a deadly cascade of impacts. So why hasn't this happened? Because the moon is actually moving away from Earth, about 3.8 centimeters per year, thanks to tidal forces. Billions of years from now, solar dynamics might change things, but for now the moon isn't falling, it's drifting. Still, this thought experiment reveals how fragile our planetary balance really is. The moon isn't just beautiful, it's essential. And if it turned against us, slowly, silently, inch by inch, there would be nowhere to run.